Hi everybody, and welcome into this week's edition of the Coach O Show, providing you an inside look at the NMU Wildcat football team. I'm Ryan Beckman, joined as always by the head coach of the Wildcats, Chris Ostrowski. Coming up on this week's show, we'll take a look at highlights from the Grand Valley State game. We will get to your viewer question. We will scout their next opponent, the Wayne State Warriors, and get to know a couple of members of the Wildcat football family. And as we get into it, Coach, let's talk about the Grand Valley State game. First of all, 48-17 loss to the Lakers on the road in a weather-shortened game. That was some bizarre weather out there Saturday night.
I'd say, there's no question. In terms of our performance on the field, I was excited. People say, well, excited, he was 48-17. Was he excited about? Well, I'm excited about the progress that the program is making in terms of our commitment to each other. Whether we like it or not, we're playing a ton of kids that are playing college football for the first time. And we're playing against guys that are redshirt juniors and redshirt seniors in very established type programs. So we went to Grand Valley, played a real good football team in an environment that was off the chain for in terms of the weather, the noise, the people, the whole deal. We put a true freshman at quarterback, and I think we competed. I thought we left a lot of plays on the field. I don't think there's any question, but we made a lot of plays too. Sure. We saw some special efforts from guys like Morgan Stentz on the defensive side of the ball, who's playing injured and is leaving it all on the line for a program he believes in. You saw Marcus Tucker, who's going to evolve into a heck of a GLIAC player. You saw Christian Jesse again shine in our special teams, and you saw Shea Brown bring a level of confidence and poise to the position that is exciting. And we're going to develop the players we have, and I feel pretty good about a lot of them.
Let's go inside the locker room for a moment. You get that weather delay. What goes on back in the locker room at that time?
It didn't take too long. I mean, the weather was really bad. I mean, there was lightning bolts coming down, and it was hailing and snowing, and the lightning was continuous. When we all agreed that it was time to move forward with the game, that's what happened.
Homecoming for Grand Valley, so it was a packed house for them. But as I looked across the sideline, a lot of green and gold there. NMU marching band in attendance as well, and that had to be a great feeling for you guys.
It was phenomenal to see those kids in the crowd. I owe a special thanks to the band director and everybody in the band. I mean, I thought that was fantastic. It was great to hear them. It was great to see them. And it's just going to add to the lore of what we're creating. You need to jump on the bandwagon because it's going to be pretty good. And it's okay to go through the hard times. And to see our band there at this juncture without us winning on a regular basis, it just brought a lot of pride to the program, to the university. I'm appreciative of President Haynes for making it happen. And it was awesome. It was awesome to hear them. It was awesome to see them. I think our crowd got into it. It was a great crowd. I think it was something like 12 or 13,000 that was down there. And it was a great feeling.
Reached the point of the Coach O Show where it's time to get to know a couple of members of the Wildcat football family. Continuing on the Coach O Show, we're joined by sophomore wide receiver Marcus Tucker. Marcus, nice to have you on the program.
Nice to be here.
Let's start off, first of all, on how you got to Northern Michigan. Kind of an interesting way with some connections already on the team. Fill us in.
I got here out of high school. I was playing college basketball, and I didn't like it, so I came back home to live with mom and dad, and I was on Facebook, and I was talking about how I wanted to get back into playing football. And it was actually at the time was the starting quarterback, Ryan Morley. His father reached out to me, and he was like, have you ever thought about Northern Michigan? And I had no idea where they were or who they were. And he reached out to me. I came up here, met with Coach O, and loved him and loved the program, loved the dome, loved everything about here. So I committed right then and right there.
Let's talk a bit more about the adjustment, some of the challenges, earning the trust of the quarterbacks, because it would seem obvious that you have that trust with some of the passes that you've pulled down this season.
To build confidence with your quarterback, you got to make the easy ones. And once you make the easy ones, it builds the confidence and it builds the chemistry to where that you guys have the chemistry to where that if the ball's up there, he knows that you're going to be aggressive to the ball. We talk about that all the time.
Tell me about the weather conditions Saturday night at Grand Valley. You had a mix of everything out there. Ever play anything like that before?
No, never. And I've lived in Michigan my whole life, and I've never experienced that. It was rain, it was snow, it was hail, it was everything. And we still was making catches and doing things, so it was great.
Marcus, appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You bet. Here on the Coach O Show, joined now by wide receivers coach Marcus Knight. And Marcus, everybody knows about your playing career, NFL at the University of Michigan for college. So let's start talking about the Wildcats and what are some of the key things that you work on every day with the wide receivers here?
We work on a lot. We got a very young group, young men that have a lot of skill, but it needs to be developed. I think if I was to think about the main thing that we're trying to work on at this time is the mental part of the game. I was told when I was in my playing career, 90% of this game is mental, 10% of it is physical. And as you know, as a coach, we're never going to play another down. So we got to get these young men ready to handle all and any situations that they go out on the football field. So a lot of the time we're challenging the young men mentally.
Overall, when you look at the entire makeup of this football team, what do you like about this football team?
I love everything about the football team. I think this team is growing. The progress that we're making, a lot of people can't see because all they see is the end product as far as what happens in games. They look at the results, they look at this, they look at that. But we get to see these kids every day. We get to see how they've matured. We get to see how they answer the same question in a different light. And it's exciting to see that they're really starting to embrace the philosophy that Coach O has brought to this university and to this program. And it's nothing but great things that are happening each and every day.
Marcus Knight, appreciate your time here on the Coach O Show.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Well, Coach, let's talk about the guys that we just talked with, the pair of Marcuses, and start with your wide receiver, Marcus Tucker.
Yeah, pleasure, kid. Really, I say those words a lot, and we've got a lot of those guys that are just, there's no maintenance. He's smart. His football intelligence is phenomenal. He's a first-class young man. Comes to work every day with a smile on his face. He's just loaded with talent. He's got a little swag to him. He's got some confidence to him. Good worker. Very smart. Just doing all the right things we want this program to represent. And he was a great get for us. As Marcus talked about in his interview, he came up for a spring practice, and him and I sat in the office, and it was like instant chemistry. We hit it off, and he committed on the spot, done deal. Coach, I'm not visiting anywhere else. I want to play for you. And it was just one of those moments where you say, gosh, this is a great one.
About the coach we talked with, wide receivers coach Marcus Knight.
Critical for this program and our success. I've been fortunate enough to work with some really good people in my career. Marcus is as good as anybody. He's first class. You talk about accomplished. You're talking about a football coach who's played in the Super Bowls, won a national championship. Just an amazing background. He's become one of my best friends. He's a great teacher. I think he's phenomenal for our recruiting effort in terms of being detailed and organized, and really understands the plan. And I think that's important and has embraced the plan. So as we go forward in evaluating talent and wearing our recruiting coordinator hat, which is what Marcus does for us in the offseason, he just continues to grow and continues to impress. And we're lucky to have him. And I think we're going to be together a long time.
It's time now on the Coach O Show to get to your viewer question right here. This week's viewer question comes from Terry Smith, and Coach Terry wants to know about the importance of the QB-center relationship.
Okay, Terry, I got to tell you, this is my favorite part of the show. I love when we go to the viewers, if you will. Terry, it's a critical component for our game, if you will, in terms of the continuity, relationship, and trust that a quarterback will have with a center. I was a former quarterback, but I was under center. Meaning I took the quarterback center exchange in the conventional manner. We're a shotgun team, so it's more of a 5-yard catch in terms of the shotgun snap. With that being said, all bets are off. It's equally as important that you create great chemistry, understanding of where you want the ball to hit your palm if you're under center, where he is going to snap the ball, predicate off play. in the shotgun. Usually those guys are very close friends. I'll give you a great example. Ryan Morley, who's an injured reserve player for us right now. His roommate, since he's been on this campus, has been Kyle Stug. A critical component for football is absolutely the center and quarterback relationship.
Terry, appreciate the question. And if you have a question for Coach Ostrowski, you can go to CoachOShow.com and get your question asked there. And Coach, kind of continuing on the relationship, how about just overall with the offensive line and the quarterback?
Yeah, every quarterback, I'll tell you, they got to take care of those guys because at the end of the day, their success is predicated of how well those 5 guys can protect the quarterback. So, you've heard all kinds of stories. I remember reading after the Super Bowl, the Kurt Warner one with the Rams, he went out and bought all his offensive linemen Rolexes. Yeah. So, I don't think anybody's buying any Rolexes here, but, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings after today, no sacks, and we're going to buy everybody, whatever it is. So, yeah, I think that's normal, and that's a regular occurrence, and I think every quarterback that's worth his salt is really indebted to his offensive linemen, and they should know that.
It's time for a break here on the Coach O Show. Coming up, we'll take a look at highlights from the Grand Valley State game right here. Stick with us.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by Fry Chevrolet, La Dolce Video and Design, Ramada of Marquette, 100.3 The Point, Jeffrey's Restaurant, Sawyer International Airport, and ABC 10.
Come home to the Ramada of Marquette. A friendly, helpful staff is just the first step to a relaxing, comfortable stay. Newly renovated, spacious, and luxurious rooms with a full-service restaurant and bar, plus hot tub, pool, and sauna. Conveniently located near beautiful downtown Marquette, the family-owned and operated Ramada of Marquette, serving UP service for 40 years.
Make sure all our customers know that everything is on sale here at Fry Chevrolet.
Everything?
Yes, everything.
This 2014 Equinox?
Chris, everything is on sale.
What about the 14 Cruise?
Sure is. You can lease this baby for $99 a month.
What about the all-new Silverado?
Absolutely. You can lease that truck for $239 a month.
So all new Chevys are on sale?
All of them and all of our pre-owned vehicles. Everything's on sale until the end of the month. Make every day a Friday. FryChevy.com.
Welcome back to the Coach O Show. Time now to take a look at some of the highlights from the Grand Valley State game Saturday night.
This is a great segment for us. Whenever you talk about defensive football and their backs to the goal line, if you will, you got to play with a little bit of character. And we did this last week, and you take it to this week. And this was a great segment, plays where we were able to create some tackle for losses and see some real character type stuff here. So this is a second down play here. They're inside the 10-yard line. You'll see Morgan Stentz, our middle linebacker right here, which is shoot through the gap, just make a great football play. As he's able to time the snap up really well. Get skinny, that's kind of a term you'll use when you got to get through a gap. He's able to get his pads down, get skinny, and do a nice job, and that was a big play for us at that moment. Now you're talking about they got to run a play that's indicative of being a 3rd and long as opposed to a 3rd and short. So obviously your play selection shortens. Our back's against the wall here, and our defense does a great job of creating some confusion within our scheme. We've got a bunch of guys standing up, and now we're going to go get it. And you can see we're responsibility conscious. We understand the swing route. We understand what's happening in terms of the rocket screen to the boundary, which is the short side of the field. And then our guys just relentlessly pursue the quarterback. And Nick Krause does a great job making a fundamental sound tackle. You like to see him run through it a little bit more, but does a great job of tackling a big kid. And we get a great sack, which forced a 3 and took away an opportunity for a touchdown. See it from the other side, so creating some confusion. And then our guys are going. And then Krause does a great job of making a good tackle for a sack. So those are 2 big plays for us.
One of 6 tackles for Nick Krause on the night, and a guy that we seem to talk a lot about on that defensive side.
No question, yeah. Really proud of Nick and his progression. We're excited to have him back next year. Okay, we get rolling here. Again, you need to create success on first down. I think that's a critical component that doesn't get talked about enough. When you put an offense into a second and long, their chances of becoming successful on that drive almost get cut in half. And I think we did a great job here on this segment of understanding that. Jordan Adidaron, who's fighting a double team here in the middle, does a great job of staying low, maintaining leverage, and a local kid, and just does a great job for us there. So exciting play for us. Watch it one more time. He's creating a double team. He's able to fight the double team off and create the bounce and really hits the jackpot. And then we had 2, 3, 4 hats waiting for him. So that was a real good football play for us.
No question, takes some effort to fight off that double team and go make that tackle.
No question. Okay, we go offensively here. We've got Shea Brown, a young player. And again, we'll get ourselves into an offensive set where we feel pretty good against the matchup. Without getting too much in depth, we feel pretty good about what we got here on the sideline. And the impressive thing is when a young guy is getting a little bit of pressure, which he's got right there, he's got a tendency to get crazy feet, throw it up. Shea didn't do that. He maintained a lot of poise, kept his head up, established himself as a passer, and then Marcus Tucker goes back and makes the play. And we'll get this from the tight view here so you can see a little bit better. But again, poised, understands the spin move, gets himself tall, keeps the ball in what we call is the carriage position, where he maintains being a passer the whole time he's creating space. And because of that, he's able to get the ball up in the air. Marcus Tucker does a great job, makes a big catch. That was a huge third down. It was an exciting play to see him get us out of a bad spot there, if you will.
No question about that.
Okay, as we roll here and we keep going, and the weather was crazy, and that's why the film quality isn't as good as you hope. But we're able to create a matchup here with a 3-by-1 setup. I think we've got a couple people open, obviously with our flat guy, with their guy up the seam. So we had some options. Shea goes to the outside, and again, just a fantastic catch on the ball. Marcus Tucker
one more time.
You better have some great ones if you're going to be great. I've never heard of a football team or any sport where you had a great team without any good players.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. And Tucker's one of those guys. We're lucky he plays for us, and that's a great play.
Yeah.
Great play for us.
6 receptions, 111 yards for Marcus Tucker.
Big day.
Saturday night.
Big day on a big stage. Okay, we get going here, and again, we'll be multiple in our formations. We're going to give you a lot of looks. We thought we had a good matchup in the middle of the field. I think we still did, but Shea's poised enough to not like the picture and throws the check down, and now Marcus Tucker. Yeah, so you watch a guy make miss, make another guy miss, and then play with great effort, and that's what all the teams in this league over the last 10, 15 years of watching video, they have players like that, players that make touchdowns where there shouldn't have been, if you will, and just an awesome play by that young man, and really giving it all he's got, and really you're proud of Shea Brown. First start, that's pretty good, guys, where he's focused on throwing the ball down the middle, doesn't like the picture, understands where his outlet is, and gets it out of his hand. That's good quarterback play. And then Marcus does a great job, and let's get the hands in the air. Boom! Well, you like to see that. So
absolutely.
That was great. That was definitely great. As we get going, we'll create. You got to be able to run the football. I mean, that's football all over the country. And Wyatt Jerson does a great job for us hitting it. This was one of really many runs we had on the day that I felt really good about. I think the scheme was good, but again, I mean, you got a first-time starter in Zane Weaver. You have a bona fide sophomore in Peter Hagermoser, a sophomore in Kyle Stuke, and a freshman in Jordan Strope. All those guys are going to be in this program and be in this program for a long period of time. And Chad being the old man up there, this league, there are not many teams playing just one senior.
Right.
And that's what you're looking at right there. You're looking at a freshman quarterback handed to a sophomore running back. And they're executing, and they're making guys miss, and then they're getting vertical, and they're physical, and they're downhill. And Wyatt's a guy that has just been a pleasure. I mean, his attitude, his work ethic is great. Okay, this is how you when you go down the line and you look at the teams that are really, really good. Offense and defense is critical, but special teams really can shock some people and steal you some wins. And I think if you watched our body of work during the last 15 games, we got a little understanding of how to play special teams. There was no question about it here. Christian hits it, and I tell you, we're really a block away from being gone. And he's up the sideline, and that ignited us, and we drove the field and scored on that drive, and that's what it's about. I mean, that's what it's about. So again, Christian Jesse, for my money, he's the best kickoff returner in the country on a Division II level. I don't think there's any doubt about it. He's in leading the league in kickoff returns, all those kind of things. And this is the deal. You got to have good scheme. You got to have guys understand the scheme. So we got hats on hats. You can't do it on your own. But then a kickoff team is great. You got to have feel, and you got to have them be able to run. And Christian really gets up the field there and did a great job for us.
And Christian holds 7 NMU kickoff return records.
How about that? Okay, so now this is one thing here that we talked about early in the show. You say, again, let's go after the punt. We've done that, and you don't come close. And what are we going? We're not doing it, guys. You got to be creative in your scheme. Coach Maslowski did a great job with this group this week, and we're on the sideline. I felt really good. Let's go after it. Sure. And I'm telling you, we were coming. And when that happens, you sometimes create that kind of a miscue. And if you see it from this angle, you could see, we were coming. Mm-hmm. And that definitely made the center feel uncomfortable. Consequently, got a bad snap. Ahmad Bush does a great job in blocking the thing. Okay, so number 4 right there gets his hands out in front and blocks. And then we're bouncing around. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? And Connor Schrader, freshman running back out of Illinois, does a heck of a job. And guys are excited to play. Yeah. I mean, that's passion, that's energy, and that's a touchdown on a blocked punt. Yeah. So that really was made my day. So overall, the product isn't the final result can't be satisfying, can't be rewarding, but there's a process, and these guys are in the midst of it right now.
And I think even on this blocked punt, to see all the white jerseys and the lack of blue jerseys surrounding the football
no
at
question.
the end there.
Yeah, exciting. Yeah, absolutely.
That'll wrap up the highlights for this week. We'll take a break here on the Coach O Show. When we come back, we'll scout their next week opponent, the Wayne State Warriors. That's right here.
Hey Wildcat fans, it's trivia time. Who is the only player in the NMU football history to win 3 team MVPs? Was it A, Phil Kessel, B, Nelson Edmonds, or C, Steve Mariucci? Find out after the break.
For the best breakfast in Marquette, come to Jeffrey's, where you can enjoy made-from-scratch baked goods with your breakfast. We also make fantastic homemade lunches and have a delicious dinner menu. On Friday nights, we serve up a great fish fry, which is sure to have you coming back again and again. Top it off with the best homemade pies in town. I'd like to invite you down to Jeffrey's, where it's all about food, family, and friends. Located up on the hill next to Econo Foods in Marquette.
Going the distance seals the deal.
When time makes all the difference.
When it's vacation time and you're ready to hit the beach.
Whatever your reason, Sawyer will get you there. Fly local. Fly Sawyer International.
Who is the only player in the NMU football history to win 3 team MVPs? correct answer was C. Steve Mariucci from 1975 through 1977.
Welcome back to the Coach O Show as the Wildcats return home this week to take on the Wayne State Warriors on Saturday. And Coach, back at home, back in the Superior Dome. Shouldn't have to worry about any weather delays, but let's talk about getting back on the home field.
Yeah, great to be home. There's no place like home, and the Superior Dome is a special venue, and it's exciting to get an opportunity to play in front of our home fans and our student body, and playing a great opponent in Wayne State, 2 years removed from the national championship game, and excited just to keep the season rolling and get another opportunity to play.
Wayne State 3-4 on the year coming to town, but you talk about a team that is well coached. Paul Winters has really turned that football team around. Two-time GLIAC Coach of the Year. Let's talk about Paul a little bit and the coaching that he does.
Brings a lot of experience to the position. Coach Winters has been phenomenal to me since I've been hired here as the head football coach. He's first class from start to finish. Real good football coach. Comes from a Division I pedigree, if you will. Understands what it's supposed to look like, and they play that way. He's done a tremendous job. It's really a top-tier team in this league, and will continue to be, I'm sure, as long as he is the head football coach.
How about the Wayne State Warriors? What do you know about them? Very veteran at a lot of key positions.
Yeah, like most of the teams in this league, they're playing a lot of juniors and seniors, and very physical on defense, a pressure-packed defense where they're going to bring a lot of pressure and do a lot of those things and try to press the issue. Offensively, they're more of a conventional type deal where they're going to run the football and be in their center and use a tight end and utilize an H-back, fullback type stuff, do some one-back stuff. They're multiple for sure. It's going to be all we can handle, but certainly excited.
Overall, when you look at your football team, we've talked a lot about the youth on this, but judging by comments earlier in the show, you got to be happy with the strides that these young guys continue to make week in and week out.
Yeah, when you're on a losing streak, it's hard to sit here and say, yeah, we're excited about the strides we're making. But the reality is the reality, and to survive the bug, the injury bug, if you will, and keep on pressing and keep on pressing and keep on believing is what we're feeling really good about right now. There isn't a lot of mad exodus. There isn't a whole lot of frustration, if you will, that sets in. Now, we get terribly frustrated after a game,
sure.
And there's a lot of things that are said and done that you do in the heat of the moment, because that's what passion is. That's what emotion is. But Tuesday in practice, that music's playing and these kids are rocking. And as long as that stays in place, we got a great chance to get better. And that's what this thing's all about, is creating a program that is built on trust and passion and energy and winning football games.
All right, Coach, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Coach O Show. Coach, as always,
thank you, Ryan.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Join us next week for the Coach O Show, and we'll take a look at highlights from the Wayne State game. We'll scout their next opponent, the Northwood Timberwolves. We'll get to know a couple more members of the Wildcat football team, and, of course, your viewer question. That's next week here on the Coach O Show. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by Fry Chevrolet, La Dolce Video and Design, Ramada of Marquette, 100.3 The Point, Jeffrey's Restaurant, Sawyer International Airport, and ABC 10.